So every once in a while, there's some cool technology that comes out that nobody really knows what to do with it. Eye tracking is one of those things. So today we're going to look at the Tobii Eye Tracker 4C. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. Now it comes shipping in this nice box. Inside is just the packaging. And finally, you open it up to reveal the eye tracker itself and a around 3-foot USB cord. Now, this may not be long enough for a lot of people, so you may need a USB extension cord. You will also find a small attachment piece, and we'll explain what to do with that in a minute. Attaching the tracker to your monitor is easy. You have to put it on the bottom of your monitor. So you'll take that small metal attachment piece, peel off the adhesive on the back, and attach it center of your monitor. At that point, this eye tracker will just magnetically attach to that piece. Now, once you have it attached, we go into the actual setup for the program. There are 2 lines on top of the tracker. You align them on the screen so that they match up, and then it goes into a whole calibration process. Now, after that's done, there are some neat little additional programs that you can pick up. One of them is the Screen Time program. It keeps track of your eyes throughout the day and lets you know if you've been looking at the screen too much, if you need to look away, if you need to get up and move around. It's just kind of a neat little statistics thing for anybody who sits in front of their computer for large amounts of time. But enough with the productivity, let's look at some games and how it affects those games. Now, the first thing that I booted up was Farm Simulator 2017. I've done a review on this before. In this game, if you have eye tracking enabled, you do so through the options in the main menu. Now, in Farm Sim, you can control the in-cab view. This would be like if you're playing American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, and you're inside of the tractor or the harvester or the combine. You can use this as a way to get a much more natural feel as you're driving around in first person. Now, I found it to be incredibly intuitive as you just move your eyes and slightly move your head to look around. It made the game feel much more immersive. I enjoy how this works for simulation games in that it really lets you feel like you're in the game. Now, this kind of device is going to be really great if you are really into racing sims or other simulator type games, flight sims, or even Farm Sim or American Truck Simulator. It really adds to the immersion. It's a very cool device. The next game that I booted up is Warhammer Vermintide. Now, this has a much better integration with the eye tracker in that the game was kind of designed around it, and it adds a couple of extra features. Not only do you get to move your vision around a bit, you can also gaze to track things, so you can target things with a crossbow or target things with other ranged attacks simply by looking at them. It's fairly accurate, it is actually pretty good, and once I got used to using it, it actually worked out really well. One of the other cool features that are in this and many other games that have been designed with some form of eye or head tracking is that it also hides UI elements until you look at them, making the UI much more clean. As someone who tends to go with minimalistic UI elements in their own time anyway, this I felt was really awesome as it really opened up the screen real estate for the actual gameplay and the graphics, and only gave me the information from the UI when I specifically needed it. Now, the last game that I started does not have any actual integration with the eye tracking. However, I used Tobii's eye tracking kind of overlay to give myself an idea of where I was looking. This is a neat little gimmick in that it will overlay in your game where your eyes are actually looking, so that if you record this gameplay or if you stream it, you can go back later and see exactly what your eyes are doing throughout different types of gameplay. The game that I booted up was League of Legends. I just went into a normal bot game just to test and see how accurate that the eye tracking was. I have been consistently surprised with how accurate it is. It's very responsive, it's very quick. Now for some of the downsides of the technology. It's very expensive right now. The newest version will set you back over $100, however you can get the previous version for under $100, around $70 on Amazon. There aren't a ton of games that explicitly support it yet, so these are things that adoption should grow. And I say that adoption should grow because the technology is actually being incorporated into some gaming monitors. For streamers and YouTubers, this is a kind of neat little niche thing that could add an extra layer into your gameplay for your viewers, allowing them to see where you're looking at all times. But right now, there's just not a ton of usage to make this worthwhile unless you're really into eye tracking for one specific purpose. I think this will be a great and neat technology to look at in the future for gaming. Right now, the company actually makes eye trackers for medical solutions, and it feels like a natural next step as a human interface device like your keyboard and your mouse, where eyes will become something that is going to be used more frequently in the future. But right now, it really does feel like an early adopter. Now, if you've enjoyed this quick look initially at the eye tracker, and I'm sure I will include a little bit more of my thoughts as I use it in more games, hit that like button below, hit the subscribe button, let me know what you think in the comments, and hit that little bell icon if you're subscribed to get notified of any new videos that come out. Thanks for taking a look at this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.